Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I'm Shantae Arati. I'm coming on with breaking news regarding stimulus updates and news. This is January. We're in the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. This is January 4th. Stimulus update. Come on in. If you're new, let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, and what your business is. We have some important information to share with you today. So do make sure that you share out this video, tag anyone that you need to tag. Give this a thumbs up, hit that love button. Do subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and follow us everywhere we are on social media. Okay, so we're in a brand new year. We know we ended the year 2021 strong. A lot of stimulus programs at the federal level have closed. Okay, so the most recent program to close is the COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan and Grant Program, otherwise known as the EIDL program, has closed to new applicants. So if you go to the SBA website at sba.gov, you will see they have already deactivated the apply button. They've changed the page so you can no longer apply for the program. With that said, many of you were able to make it by the deadline and get your applications in. And so what that means is that you can continue to have your applications processed through this year. So if you're just submitted your application, it's in process. If it's pending, if you've been denied, you will request reconsideration. If you are in reconsideration, that process will continue, as well as those that receive the EIDL loan funds and choose to request a modification for an increase up to the $2 million max, or the max that is allowable for your business based on the calculation methodology that has been set forth by the SBA. Those calculations you can find in the SBA's FAQs. You can still access information pertaining to the program to continue to assist you with getting access to those loan and grant funds. As a reminder, if you did not get your deposits for the supplemental grant by the 31st, that you are no longer able to get that, but you do have a chance to get the targeted grant up to $10,000. So if you received a deposit of your targeted EIDL advance or the supplemental grant on the 31st or around the 31st of December, can you please let me know in the comments? We did have an amazing EIDL application workshop. I told many of you all about it before we came into the new year. We had it yesterday. So there was a lot of business owners in the workshop from various industries, different revenue levels. So it was really amazing to see all the business owners there and to be able to walk through specific scenarios and challenges to help them make breakthroughs as far as getting their applications approved or moving them forward in areas that they have been stuck. And so I know so many of you all wanted to attend, but you worked during the day. And so I have scheduled the next workshop for next week, January the 12th, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that is going to be a better fit for some of you all. Again, the sponsor limited to 25 seats. So be sure to register as soon as possible, because once they're gone, they're gone. Okay. And so then I will just evaluate the need to have additional workshops. I may make it on a weekly basis, maybe 2 times a month. We will see, because there's still hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs, business owners, nonprofits, just like yourselves, that are still in the process. Okay. Unfortunately, there's misinformation out there, and people think that because the program closed, it closed to everyone, and it has not. There, just like when the PPP closed, there were still hundreds of thousands of applications still being processed that unfortunately didn't get a process. But in this instance, you still have time to get approved and get funded. So we are excited about that. I do continue to get questions about do I think that this program will be extended? I don't know. But I would think that whether this program is extended or another one is started, that there still is a big need for additional relief programs. And I know that there are many members of Congress who recognize this and that have stated this, have openly discussed it with the current administrator of the Small Business Administration on what types of relief programs that we can or they can approve and get signed into law to bring even more relief to small business owners. Many of us, we thought we was going to be past COVID, and we're not. All states in America are red, flaming red right now, with a high rate of COVID infections across the board, which is impacting small businesses, continue to impact small businesses across the board. There continue to be supply chain issues, supply cost issues. Costs have increased significantly. And I mean, I know if you're out there and just as a regular individual family, when you're shopping or you're buying or you're ordering from the delivery services, you should notice that it takes a hit to your pocketbook. The prices have gone up. And anytime prices go up, that impacts the small business owner's bottom line. Okay, it eats into their margins. So there's still a ton of relief that's needed. There is a big push for a program either similar to the Paycheck Protection Program. It has been a very popular program for the fact that it was a loan, but it's a forgivable loan, which means that it turns into a grant. So many would like to see that happen with the EIDL program. Stay tuned. We will let you know if that does come to fruition or what will happen. But know that if you do get the EIDL loan, that you do have 24 months where you do not have to make any monthly payment. Do understand that interest still accrues. So if you just want to pay on the interest, you can do that. But make the money work for you. I mean, so just hearing about the businesses and what their plans are for the money and what they're going to do. To sustain their business, to be able to pivot their business model, to be able to hire new employees, just to have working capital that they need to sustain through this time is amazing. It just goes to the resilience of the small business community. So with me speaking on the Paycheck Protection Program, I just want to provide a reminder that for those of us that have the PPP loan, I just heard yesterday from another peer that she got her first draw PPP forgiven. We're down to the wire here. Okay, so if you have a PPP loan and you had it forgiven, let me know in the comments. If you're having any challenges with your PPP forgiveness, let me know. If you were only approved partially or denied forgiveness, let me know as well. We have explainer videos to help you through every part of that process. Know that if you request forgiveness and you're not approved, 100% approved, you can appeal. But you have to act with a sense of urgency. You only have 30 days. 30 days can be gone in a snap of a finger. So you really have to make sure you take the information, get all your documents together, and follow the process to submit appeal. And with the hopes that you get approved and you can get that the denial overturned. Remember that if you're denied, you can be denied because of an error on your end, or you could be denied because of an error from your lender. I've seen it go both ways, but I'm seeing a little more and more that there are instances where businesses aren't getting the full forgiveness, and that can happen for a number of reasons. Right now, again, most of applications have been approved, but the biggest chunk of applications for forgiveness that are outstanding are those for businesses that received under 150,000, and even more so for those businesses that received under 50,000. Okay, so this really applies to those gig workers. Maybe a Uber driver, maybe you drive for Lyft, Maybe you are with DoorDash. These are gig workers, independent contractors, 1099 workers. This is a category of businesses that are still have a higher number of applications that have not been submitted and or approved. So again, please make sure you get your applications in. You either need to go through your lender, or if your lender is one of the over 4,000 lenders that have opted in to the SBA Direct portal, go ahead and submit your applications through the Direct portal. It is super easy. It takes like 5 minutes to submit an application, and they're really good and quick about turning around a decision. I have not seen the delays that we have seen with the EIDL program. It has really gone quickly and very smoothly. So the issue right now is just getting all of those applications in. So know that if you do not get your application in, it is a loan. So your payments will eventually become due within 10 months or 10 months after your covered period date. And so again, we don't want you to unnecessarily have to pay back a loan that could have been turned into a grant, but because you did not follow the instructions and apply, you're now stuck with a payment. Okay, so get those applications in. Check in with your peers and your friends that you know applied and got a loan for PPP, and let them, just ask them, have you applied for forgiveness? And if they tell you, oh, it's automatic, let them know that that's misinformation, that if they do not get their applications in, they will owe back that money. They will have to start making payments on that money. Okay, so that is the PPP program. I'm hoping they reopen it or bring back another program like that, because that was an amazing program. I received three PPPs, and I'm so happy about it. I was hoping for a fourth. I was almost there, but I just didn't make it in to get that second draw for the second business. So I would be super happy if they opened it up, especially for all those. It had to be hundreds of thousands that were left in the pipeline in late April, early May, when they closed the program in May of 2021. So I know a lot of you all will be happy to see if that happens as well. So continue to advocate on your behalf and other business owners. Petition Congress to do what's right and to bring more programs and more relief to the small business community. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, this is so important. I will be doing even more special videos on this particular program. So I ask that you please spread the word. Now, this is the last, or one of the last CARES Act relief programs for the small business community. This is called the Employee Retention Tax Credit. This is a refundable tax credit that you claim through your payroll taxes. We have 2 to 3 years where we can amend taxes and get business owners these credits. Now, this program has $400 billion still remaining in this program, okay? So it is a newer program, like I said, and it has had a number of different extensions like these other programs. So the rules that may have applied in 2020 for the 2020 credit have been modified, changed the rules. So maybe you have an accountant that said you didn't qualify at that time, but the rules have changed multiple times at this point, and so you may now qualify. Now you need to have W-2 employees. So you know businesses that have W-2 employees. I know, especially in the restaurant industry, that has been hard hit, that they got left out of the restaurant revitalization grant, still have those applications sitting there waiting for Congress to make a decision if they're going to extend it or not. Meanwhile, restaurants are still suffering, right? So business is still closing down. They've gone to, again, to takeout only. So they still need relief. But this is a program that not many businesses know how to get, and it is a more complex program. So if you thought PPP was complex, if you think EIDL is a complex program to apply for, this one is. You really have to have expertise in not only accounting, you have to have expertise in payroll, in taxes, and the rules and regulations that govern this particular program. So you're going to need expertise to help you to do it. And we have partnered with the company to be able to help business owners get access to it. This is an example. Let me just give this example to you. The majority of small businesses that exist in the United States have 10 employees or less. If you have 10 employees, which is the average of what we see coming back as a credit, is $260,000. Now, what if you're able to, you didn't even know about this program. Now someone has informed you and you're able to get $260,000 that in a credit through the Treasury Department that you are entitled to. What can that do for your business? Okay. So we've done that. We got another business approved for $60,000. Just got another business approved for $111,000 that they would have not known had I not shared the information, or had you all not shared the information, shared our videos. Now that they know that they can get it, when they, many of these businesses think all hope is lost, that there's nothing out here for them. This is a program that is still available for them to be able to get access to. So please share the information, the link to see if you're qualified and to apply. Let the experts handle that for you. There are a lot of great accountants out here, but there are many that just, they don't understand the program. And those that do, they just don't have the time to dedicate with all the clients that they have, being moving into tax season. So it can be overwhelming for them. But I don't want you all to miss out on the opportunity. And if you are an accountant, if you are a bookkeeper, if you are a tax preparer, and you would like to partner with us to help get this information out to more business owners that have employees, please let me know. Just shoot me an email at hello@shebosstalk.com, and let's work together to make sure as many businesses get access to this credit while it's still here. Okay, they already reduced it from or removed the fourth quarter of 2021 because there were not enough businesses applying. So I already said that while they're trying to pass these other bills, they're taking money from other relief programs because they're unallocated. And so instead of figuring out how can we provide more outreach, they're saying, okay, well, they're not applying, so maybe there's no need for the money. So let's pull it from here and put it in an infrastructure bill. That's basically what they did. So now we're back to Congress members trying to propose to give us back the fourth quarter credit, which we need. And they can make some adjustments as well to make people or companies like mine, where I am the sole employee, or maybe you have employees that are family members that are excluded. Let those businesses and those employees be included. So we continue to push and to advocate for these types of things to happen so that you all can get more relief for your business. But just imagine that you are challenged in your business and you find out that it's like winning the lottery, right? So sometimes this stuff seems too real to be true. But if you've been following me this entire time, what happened with PPP, right? When it wasn't available to the underserved, the smallest of small businesses, when Biden got into office, he changed the rules. They can change the rules in the snap of a finger. That's all it takes, is the bill to be signed into law. And this is the great opportunity. We're in a crisis, but they're giving away billions and billions and billions of dollars. And we see so many of you all, because you took action on what I said, you were able to get first draw PPP, second draw, you were able to get it on multiple businesses that you own. You were able to get EIDL on multiple businesses that you own. This is a similar type of program. It is a tax credit refundable that you can get into your bank account. Now, do understand with the employee retention tax credit, it does take a few months, between 3 and 6 months, to see the money come back. So it has to be submitted to the IRS, and then it takes time for them to process it, approve it, and then to be able to give you your money. But it's worth it. Just consider it as a bonus for your business. to be able to check in your bank account and you have that money in your account 3 months or 6 months down the road. So again, this is a very important program, one of the last ones of federal programs that came out of the CARES Act. So be mindful of that. Another program that is from the CARES Act that is not, this is also not administered by the SBA, but the child care provider grants. The fund is a $49 billion fund. So if you or someone you know is a child care provider, they could be a provider in their home, they could have a brick and mortar child care, daycare center, there is a pool of money waiting for you in your state. Like every state has already received billions of dollars. They have already made official announcements that their programs are open. It's really up to you to start applying for those programs. Reach out to your state office, the Jobs and Family Services or Child and Family Services Department, and get your applications in. I mean, I have one of my peers right now. I mean, she has just been killing it, getting access to all these programs for her business. And I know she recently shared the money she got for being a child care provider, right? So she has child care centers that she partners with other people, right? Encouraging collaboration. But she's doing that, and she's been able to take advantage of getting these access to the grants. The grants not only help you, but there's money carved out for you to also be able to help the parents of those children that you care for by offsetting their costs that they pay for child care services. So again, that is the child care provider grant. You know, if you have children, when you go drop off your kids, ask them, do you know about the child care credit? Be of service, right? Because that's going to help you as a parent of a child. We know child care expenses are high. Just ask them, do you know about the child care tax credit? You may want to go check out She Boss Talks video or look start at the Jobs and Family Services, and there is a grant that you can get for your business. And then also see how that grant can help support you and offset your costs. I would ask those questions, right? So that you can also have the opportunity to benefit. So again, that is the child care provider grant. Now, I want to move into state stimulus. I talked about this before. So many states have stimulus programs. So we know about the direct impact payments from the federal government. There were 3 stimulus checks. They're still sending out those checks, by the way, plus up payments and all other types of payments. But the states have their own stimulus checks. There's 10 in particular I'm going to go through today, but more and more have or will be coming out with more programs that are available to you. And this is one thing that I say is overlooked, as these programs in your local geographic area. Like every state received billions of dollars, and their counties within the state receive millions of dollars, and the localities, the cities in those counties receive millions of dollars to be able to provide all types of relief to their residents and to the small business community. So some of them include Arizona has a back to work one-time bonus for $2,000. California, we know was one of the first ones that took the lead in stimulus payments of $600 to $1,100 for their residents. So if you're in California and you're a resident, let me know if you received your stimulus check already. Florida has a teacher's bonus of $1,000. Chicago has a stimulus bonus or check or payment from $500 to $5,000 for those that are considered low income. Louisiana has a stimulus for teens for $350 a month. New Jersey is giving $12K for over 12 years, or over 2 years, excuse me. $12,000 over 2 years. New York also has a program, a stimulus giving out $2,750 for those that work in tourism. North Carolina, $500 that they're giving per year. Pennsylvania is giving $500, and Vermont is giving $7,500 in relocation bonuses. Okay, so this is not all. They have all types of programs in your state, in your local geographic area. And so I encourage you all to really look into what is being offered in those areas. Let me just give you an example really quickly and how being connected matters. So I've already said I've taken advantage of like the utility program that they have here. It took a while, right? A lot of these states, they don't do enough outreach, so that maybe that's why you don't know about them, or they may have antiquated systems, or their process is not right, or maybe they're late standing it up. But every state has these programs and are supposed to roll out these programs. But if you're not applying, again, they will think that nobody needs it. And so they will reallocate the money or send it back to the federal government, right? So they have to get approval on what they use the money for. So I just want to make that clear. They can't just use it on anything. They give this money for a particular reason. If they want to put it or reallocate it to a certain area, then they have to get approval in order to do so. But I'm connected to a compliance officer with the city of Cleveland here. And this so happened on the last day of the program, she sent me information about up to $10,000 property tax grant. So this is to give you examples of the different types of programs that are out there, okay? So $10,000, up to $10,000 to help pay for property tax. And I mean, I know a lot of you are out there, you know how expensive property taxes can be, especially in certain neighborhoods, but up to $10,000 to help you pay back taxes. And so again, it was up to me to take action. And you know what I do always do is I take action. I stopped what I was doing. She told me it was the deadline. That meant if I procrastinated and didn't take action and waited till tomorrow, it was already closed. Okay, so these are the types of programs that are out there in your local area. But it's hard if you're not connected and you're not hearing anybody saying anything about these programs, then you won't know. But once I tell you, then it's your job to then go seeking out these different programs in your local area. These are just a few of the different type of programs that are being offered. Now, as a reminder, there are mortgage relief, rent relief programs, and utility relief programs in your states. These are being the states were given money by the federal government, and they're administering the programs to be able to give you the relief. Now, I know the rent relief is up to 12 months. The utility relief is up to 12 months. 12 months of payments. This also includes landlords. So a lot of you are entrepreneurs, business owners, are landlords. So you get a piece, you get part of the money, and you can assist your tenants in getting access to the program to get you your money, right? So work with your tenants to make sure that they have access to the application and can apply. Please do know that there are tenants that have language barriers. There's tenants that have technical barriers. They may not have computers or access to the internet, or may not know how to use the internet. So if you can be as helpful as a landlord as you can to help them through the process, that's going to be a benefit for you. Now, mortgage, because people keep asking me at the federal level, what we have is the more they don't have another program outside of what they already have established as far as working, stopping the mortgage and then working with your mortgage provider. However, states are coming on board with having the mortgage programs. Now, one of the main ones taking the lead, again, California and New York. So if you're in California and New York and you haven't taken advantage of the many programs that they have, I don't know what you're doing, because they're leading in relief. They're leading in grants. Now, California has a mortgage program that they're rolling out where you can get up to $80,000 in mortgage relief. These programs may not come around again. Might as well take advantage of them while they're here. Always know that there will be eligibility requirements. They may be different, and they will be different, varying from region to region. Not every state is the same in how they administer the program, how the processes go. So please know that and make sure you read what the eligibility requirements are. But if you qualify, go ahead and apply for these programs. So again, there can be, you might find mortgage relief again in your state, rent relief for sure, and utility relief is available, and other types of programs as I just mentioned here. Okay, so I see some comments out here. Just want to give a shout out to Time. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thanking me for all the valuable information. It is my pleasure to do this because I don't want any entrepreneur, business owner to be left behind. There are so many programs out here, but it's just a lot of business owners don't know about them. And then if they do, they're challenged to get access to them because there's not a lot of people educating about how to get access, how to position your business, what documentations that you're going to need to be able to access these programs. But the time is now to be able to access them. Okay. Likewise, again, with states, it's not just the relief. They have grants. A lot of grants that is really, if you win, it could potentially be an easier process, meaning that you don't have competition because there's not a lot of people applying. So I've seen situations like that. I've seen states actually do campaigns and commercials to try to get the attention of small business owners, because I understand the struggle and you're just trying to keep your business afloat. You have your head down, but you got to look up. You got to get connected. How else do you find out about these programs? Okay. And so then you can go start reaching out and find out what types of programs are available. But I'm telling you, if your state had a grant and they closed it, most likely they will reopen it. They will have, or they may have multiple rounds of the grant. They may bring on a new grant, especially because we're not out of the woods yet. It's like we're back at the height of the pandemic again. So now we're seeing more states bring on more grant programs, and I'm talking about in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, so let me just give you an example. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer just signed a Senate bill. So this is what they do. It's not just from the federal government. They sign their own bills. They determine what is the need. What can we do for small business? Many states have done this. They passed a Senate Bill 85 for small business relief. They have been negotiating before, and they finally came to an agreement. Now, this is a $400 million small business relief program. So I'm letting you know right now. So they just passed this bill. So be on the lookout. So I will be monitoring for when they actually open it up. And I will put the link on our website in our grant tracker, which is in the show notes in the description along with the other resources. But it is our COVID resource tab on our website. You click it and that is the grant tracker. It's free. It has a free listing of grants, pitch competitions, crowdfunding, accelerator programs, incubators that all provide money to small businesses. So I will make sure that it is there. But they just recently passed this bill. So expect, if you are in Michigan. Now, Michigan has been on the forefront of grants as well throughout the pandemic, because they have been one of the hardest hit states. And so I would look at it, if you're in one of the hardest hit states, most likely there is significant grant programs available for you. So just look out for that. New York is at the top of the list. I know New York has a big fund. They're still giving out grants. And New York City, I believe their fund is $100 million fund. And that's just the city alone. So if you qualify for the city grant and qualify for the New York grant, and then of course there's other organizations and associations that most likely have grants in that area. Now, these grants can apply to for-profits and nonprofits. Just again, always read the eligibility requirements for each grant that you are considering and that you're looking into. Okay. This is a reminder to nonprofits that there have always been thousands of grants for nonprofits. There have not always been this level of grant funding for for-profit businesses, right? So you got to get it while you can get it. But I can see going forward that there will continue to be more and more grants for for-profit businesses. I don't know if it would quite reach the level of the nonprofits, but look, what they're giving out is amazing. So for entrepreneurs, for content creators, just billions of dollars that these major companies have just band together. They're partnering together. They're launching their own funds, partnering on funds together, and putting up big money in the millions of billions of dollars. Some of them have billion-dollar funds like Facebook. They've done a lot, continue to do a lot for small business, and they have like a 5-7 year plans on how they're going to support the small business community. So guess what? You got to get plugged in. You got to get plugged in. They've already said what they're doing. So be on the lookout for when they roll out the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So once it's on your radar, you just need to keep monitoring for when it is made available. Okay. So again, there are many other states that have grants. I know I just actually met with a peer here. He's amazing. His name is Waverly. He owns like 2 barbershops. He's has a barber council. He sits on the president's council. And we were talking yesterday on what we can do to better support small businesses, to help them get access to these programs, to help them to get their business properly positioned so that they don't continue to miss out on billions and billions of dollars. I think sometimes it takes breaking it down, making it make sense, right? If you speak in terms of money, I think more people would get it. But some of these businesses, the many that are missing out on billions of dollars that can potentially save their business simply because they have not been operating their business correctly, right? So we're trying to help them as much as we can. We can give you the help, but we cannot make you take action on behalf of your business. But what I'm trying to do is inform you and empower you to start taking the right steps. If any time was the best time, is at the beginning of 2022 to make it happen. I'm already telling you more money is coming. All of this money I'm talking about in the last 37 minutes that you can go after, but you can't get it if your business is not recognizable. If you say you've been operating a business 5 years, but it's been undercover, there's no legitimacy. It's not registered. You can't find it on the tax returns. Then you cannot expect that anyone would give you money. It does not work that way. You have to give, there is always an exchange. They need to verify you are a business. Why give it to you and you've been hiding your business when someone that has been doing the work, properly registering their business, accounting for their income and their expenses, that's what they want to see. If your business is hiding and you have not properly reported your income, there's no way for them to be able to tell that you've been in business or that you had any significant impact due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And unfortunately, that's what I've seen across the board in the many thousands of businesses that I have communicated with, seeing their information. That is one thing that businesses continue to struggle with. And let's not continue to struggle with that going into continuing into 2022. If you need help registering your business, we got you. Reach out to us if you need that help getting your business properly registered. There's support for that. If you need help with credit, there's support for that. Whatever you need in your business, there's support for it. I don't care what your budget is. Okay, so I already tell you, I'm connected with organizations like SCORE, the SBA, the Small Business Development Center, Women's Business Centers, Urban Leagues. All of these organizations can really help you in your business. So not being able to afford this or that is no excuse not to take action in your business. Okay, so there's a lot happening. And so we have to continue to advocate for ourselves and advocate on behalf of other businesses. And if you don't see the programs in your state, in the local areas, for some of you, you just haven't looked. For others, there are states, and often it's those Republican-led states that have not really been giving the relief that they should. Now they've been given the money. Our state is different. However, there's still some flaws with their program. So Ohio recently closed out their grants. They had like 5 grants that they rolled out, okay, for different types of industries, including new businesses. But there was still a large population of businesses that they left out. So they closed the program with approximately $200 million in the fund. Why close a program knowing full well that you still have businesses struggling and they have a need? Now, I'm hopeful that they closed it so that they can reorganize it and then expand it to the businesses that they left out, which still continue to be the ones that are hardest hit, those underserved businesses, the smallest of smallest businesses. It should not matter if you have employees or not. Shouldn't matter if you have 1099 workers versus W-2, but they seem to target only those with W-2 workers. And when Waverly and I met, we both use 1099 contractors, okay? So then that means because we don't have W-2 employees, that our business doesn't matter, or that we didn't suffer as great a loss as the ones that have W-2 employees. And where there are other state programs that account for every type of business, even gig workers. So like I get a lot of questions from gig workers. What's out there for us? What's out there for us? Okay. So there are programs, state programs that will give every level of business a grant. Now, the smaller business, the gig worker may be smaller. Like one state, I think they covered every single business that there could possibly be. And the lowest amount you could get was $3,000. That's great. Okay. So, I mean, the small businesses, most of the time they tell me all they need is $2,000, $3,000 to make a significant impact. But if a state is leaving out these businesses, and when every business has been impacted, then they need to do better. They have to bring more programs to account for those businesses that were not able to partake in the initial version. So we should not be closing programs with $200 million in the fund when there's businesses to give that $200 million to. So I encourage you to reach out to your governor's offices, reach out to to your state business offices. They all have directors. Reach out to your minority business center or business office at the state level and start asking them, what is there for small businesses? Why they continue to leave out certain groups of businesses, and what can we do to get our businesses included? Tell them your story. What has happened with your business? How your business has suffered, and your disappointment in the fact that there has not been relief in the past 2 years offered to you. Okay. Now, if they say we've offered it, you just didn't apply, that's a whole nother story. Okay. But for a lot of businesses, the fact is that they didn't have the program, or they were excluded in one way or another. It wasn't as equitable as it could have been. So we're constantly know that there are business owners and other advocacy groups that continue to advocate and petition on everyone's behalf so that we get the relief that we need and the relief that we deserve. So in closing, so know that there are grants out there, is relief available. Please continue to spread the word, share our channel, share our video, tell someone you know, because that's making a big impact. Now, lastly, the Small Business Week awards nominations are open. This is ran by the SBA. If you don't know about Small Business Week, it is a national celebration event. It used to be in the first part of the year, and due to COVID, it shifted to like the fourth quarter. But they're accepting nominations through January 11 in a number of different categories. So I encourage you all you can Google Small Business Week awards or nominations. I'll drop it in the comments as well. But nominate a small business that you know that is making a big impact. So they're seeking these nominees. So do that. There's a lot of great businesses doing amazing things. And so definitely nominate them. We want to make sure at any possible time that we get recognition that we deserve. We are the foundation of the economy. There is no economy without small business. That they need small businesses to survive, right? It is not the top 1% that run this country. It is the 99%. We are the 99%. And I want you all to get that in your minds and understand your value and understand the power you have and the power that your voice has to speak up on behalf of yourself and your business, and begin to use the power that you have. It has worked. It has caused many changes in these relief programs. It has made it where many more thousands and many more millions of businesses have been able to get access to these programs, and we need that to continue on. Okay. So before I close out, I just want to check the comments. I see a lot of comments here. Just want to see if there's any pressing questions. Just want to remind you again that our resources are always in the show notes and the descriptions. We will pin additional information in the comments. If you want to book on my schedule, I still do one-on-one consults. So you're happy to book a call. And again, reminder, we're having an EIDL application workshop next week on January the 12th at 7 p.m. So be sure to register if you need assistance with your EIDL applications. Okay, I see all of you all out there. Hi. Thank you so much. Donnie was in our session yesterday. It was so funny. I was telling my brother, she just lit up. She was like so excited for the information that was received there. Like, it's nothing like being in a live session with an expert and surrounded by your peers, and you get to learn about every business and all of the different scenarios and what they're doing. I mean, it lets you know what is possible. I mean, we were in the room with businesses that's making millions of dollars in their business, and they were struggling with EIDL. Okay. So then you have people in the room. Okay. I see somebody that looks like me that's in this session that's making $1 million. That tells me what's possible. Maybe before I didn't think it was possible for me to make 6 figures in my business, let alone 7 figures or 8 figures in my business. But now I see someone right here in this session with me that's doing it. And they're letting you know. They're letting us know what they're doing to scale their business. Those are things that you can glean from and take notes on and apply to your own business. That's the value in having access to experts and being in a live session with other business owners. You learn a lot. Okay. So I'm looking here. I see a lot of comments here. Someone else said that they signed up for rental assistance. That's great. Amazing. Did I mention Georgia? Yes, the state of Georgia. She saw yesterday that Atlanta has an initiative for those earning $50K or less to get $500 monthly for 12 months. There's also another program for Georgia. Thank you so much, Amber. It's called the Georgia Resilience and Opportunity Fund. Now, this is for Black women. This is like that guaranteed income that I talked about before that many states are doing. Many states are adopting. So if you come across this program, programs like this apply in your state, but it's a pilot program. They're going to take 650 Black women and break them up into 2 groups. One group is going to get $850 per month over 2 years in additional payments, what they call guaranteed income programs that they do in other countries that has worked very well. Many states are trying to implement these programs here. And then the second group will get like a one lump sum payment of $4,000 with an additional $700 a month. So imagine what this would do. And you have experts that are monitoring you and making sure that this is making an impact on your family. So this would go to those mostly moderate to low income individuals and families that they're trying to uplift out of poverty and help to build wealth, to build that wealth gap that we have here in the United States. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Amber, for mentioning that. Again, this is another program, in Georgia. So if that is you, I would reach out. I would drop that link in the comments after the program is over. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Again, let's have a great start to the new year. Let's put those goals into action. Make sure you have a plan, work those goals, and let's make it happen, because this is going to be a fantastic year, a big year for small business. So just be on the lookout for all the amazing things that are going to be happening this year. We're going to be talking all things wealth and building legacy on our platform, helping women do more amazing things and do it together. So again, stay plugged in, stay connected with us, continue to be the boss with Amplify Impact, continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.